Hey, this is Nero404. I bet you have read some tech news about Huawei recently. Sell before lunch is definitely one-of-a-kind behavior in the phone industry. Huawei made it. From the first day of great feedback from Huawei stores in Shenzhen, consumers have given the new Huawei flagship phone a huge yes. Under current circumstances, it's not as easy as the past few years to take money from customers anymore. Not even say it about $1,000. Today, we're going to discuss the new Huawei phone. First things first, hands-on experience. When I opened the package box, the giant display was quite shocking to me. 6.82 inches diagonally. This HUAWEI Mate60 Pro is super wide to hold. Sometimes, I even needed to grip the corners to keep the balance, which made me take it as a mini tablet to use. Now, let's start with the design. The HUAWEI Mate60 Pro has a brand new design compared to itself and to the phone market. The matte vegan skin texture is on the upper half, and the downer half has the matte glass. This is definitely a bold design. During past years, most of the mobile phone manufacturers in China have stayed in line with Apple's design. It was even more absurd in the year 2018 when Xiaomi released the Xiaomi 8, made with a totally non-useful notch design with a giant bottom black border, just to keep aligned with the iPhone X in 2017. On Huawei Mate60 Pro, we see coherence. Through two textures reflect and touch differently, they complete each other. Matte vegan skin provides feelings of business and low-keyness, while matte glass gives us a vibe of technology and professionalism. This design was hardly seen, but today we can take a glance and feel it in our daily use. And we turn to the front. Instead of dynamic island, Huawei chooses another path. Smart islands. 3 center-aligned dots are set on the previously notch area. From left to right, it contains 3D facial recognition, a front camera, and ambient light sensors. Some may say, why separate them? I want to see them together. Rest assured, Huawei thought about this. In setting, display, and brightness, more display settings, you can easily merge the dots into one island. Now, let's talk about this screen. The resolution to this phone is 2720 x 1260 FHD+. The supplier for this screen is a Chinese domestic screen company named BOE. After all these years, it can compete with international brands now. Back in 2019, on the Huawei Mate 40 series, the screen showed a greenish color in curves. And now, Mate 60 has gotten rid of bulky curved screens. It still has little curly edges, and the greenish screen issues has been successfully solved. Besides, the Huawei Mate 60 Pro is packed with the second generation of Kunlun glass, which means the front screen is more falling-proofed than regular glass, with more durability provided. Under the hood, the Huawei Mate60 Pro is powered by Harmony OS 4. Harmony OS is more customized and localized for Chinese users. Not only can you install Android apps, but it also has thoughtful features. Taking Cilia as an example, Harmony OS could provide initiative suggestions based on geolocation, date and time, internet connection, and so on. Huawei Mate60 Pro supports 3D facial recognition with strong hardware support. It can automatically light up the display for the phone owner to check lock screen info, and when the phone loses attention, it will doze off to save power and protect privacy. Harmony OS is really smooth and ready to use. Animations and interactions are very user-friendly. The smoothness could even be compared with the leader in the industry. Of course, there are tons of new things that are worth talking about. Leave your comments below for features and updates about Harmony OS you'd like to know about. We'll cover that later on with a new video. The Huawei Mate60 Pro is packed with a powerful chip produced under a 7nm lithography process and a 6.82-inch display. Most of the daily office work and entertainment could be perfectly handled. But how about gaming and other heavy performance required circumstances? There are 2 good news and 1 bad news. So, we ran a Geekbench 6 test on the device, and here are the results. Huawei Mate60 Pro gained scores of 1,211 points on single core and 3,101 points on multi-core. cores. Performance of both single cores and multi-cores is similar to Snapdragon 888, a bit higher compared to its previous generation chip Kirin 9000. So the good news is that HUAWEI Mate60 Pro could run Genshin Impact without hassle. However, due to limited chip processes and compatibility issues of new GPU chipsets, the bad news for the HUAWEI Mate60 Pro is the characters and surroundings the gaming experience may encounter misalignment and rendering errors. HUAWEI Mate60 Pro could run Genshin Impact under the highest graphics, but the heat will be generated massively because of heavy workloads. But the other good news is that HUAWEI represents a leading technological industry and still owns an inimitable user base. MiHoYo and other gaming companies in China will do their best to utilize the most of this chip and to make the gaming experience on HUAWEI Mate60 Pro better and better. Nevertheless, the HUAWEI Mate60 Pro is smooth for users from day to day. Basic and minor advanced usage are nothing short compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 flagships, even to the iPhone. Now let's talk about the camera. One of the standout features of the HUAWEI Mate60 Pro is its camera system. After HUAWEI terminated co-branding with Leica, HUAWEI initiated its own photography branding named Xmage. This phone also has Xmage built in, with a triple camera system powered, a 50-megapixel main camera with adjustable aperture from f1.4 to f4.0, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera with f2.2 aperture, and a 48-megapixel portrait/super macro camera with f3.0 aperture. The camera system is excellent and capable of taking stunning photos and videos. Ever since HUAWEI P9 series started co-branding with Leica, co-branding with camera manufacturers has become a trend. Since then, stylus photography competition entered a new era. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, in this episode, we will only provide sampling photos. The final impressions are up to you.
I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated, yeah. Jumping out of my skin, pull the cord. Yet I believe it, yeah. The past is everything we were. Don't make us who we are. So I'll dream until I make it real, and all I see is stars. It's not until you fall that you fly. When your dreams come alive, you're unstoppable. Take the shot, chase the sun, find the beautiful. Where we'll grow in the dark, turning dust to gold, and we'll dream impossible.
HUAWEI Mate60 Pro has everything specified on their product intro page, but still something missing: network. Because EAR limitations caused a shortage of key components, HUAWEI had to abandon the 5G network in 2020. But we discovered something new in this model. Let's take a peek. Open the Pedal Speed app and start to run a test under Wi-Fi. As we can see, the HUAWEI Mate60 Pro could only run at a rate of about 200 Mbps due to ISP speed limits. But once we switched to their cellular network, an unprecedented speed rate was achieved, up to 1000 Mbps. The final results showed an average speed rate of over 500 Mbps. That means HUAWEI may once again come back to the 5G smartphone market. We still don't know how HUAWEI made this achievement, but this is definitely a huge good news to consumers as well as to HUAWEI itself. On the product intro page, HUAWEI said Mate60 Pro is the very first HUAWEI smartphone that supports satellite callings. This is very intriguing to us. Apple and HUAWEI both released their own satellite messaging last year. This year, HUAWEI takes a huge leap forward and upgrades to satellite calling. Not to mention that consumers and explorers could abandon the previously bulky, hustling satellite phones with extra weight. With only one phone, HUAWEI Mate60 Pro could call call to the stars. Without further ado, we activated the Tiantong satellite calling on the China Telecom app. The service fees are graded into 4 different levels. 10 yuan per month, the number gains the ability to connect to the satellites. Minutes to call are priced at 200 yuan for 50 minutes, 300 yuan for 100 minutes, and 500 yuan for 200 minutes. Then, we tested the satellite calling. The phone needs to collaborate first, then gain geolocation, and the last step is to connect to the satellites. The whole process may take about 2 to 3 minutes. Making satellite phone calls are just as simple as regular phone calls. The sole difference is you need to hold the phone at the exact angle at which the phone was making a connection to the satellites. Over the past 4 years, HUAWEI experienced many ups and downs. It has been challenged by external enforcement. However, the HUAWEI Mate60 Pro series is an amazing report card to all HUAWEI consumers and supporters along the way. Getting back to the 5G market may be a small step for this company, but a giant leap for those who backed up high-tech industries. Thanks for watching Never 404, where we explore the uncharted territories of the digital world, one video at a time. Stay tuned for more exciting contents coming your way. See you next time.